Montana has a medical marijuana conundrum right now. We have no objective definition of medical use because there is this continuum, there is this range or the spectrum of medical use or therapeutic use. I believe a solution to this conundrum is to simply tax and just to regulate marijuana for all adults. This does several things. First of all, it's the best thing for patients because rather than having the bureaucratic maze of applications and annual renewals and doctor's visits and fees and all this, people for whom marijuana is medically useful, they could simply go to the store and acquire it there. It's basically one of the safest medicines known to man. Over 5,000 years of history, no one's ever died from toxic effects of marijuana. It's impossible. It's less addictive than caffeine. It's less intoxicating than alcohol. So it's a safe medicine, and regulating it for all adults makes it available to the patients. Secondly, we already have a model for tax and regulated marijuana in our alcohol system. I'm talking about how we treating marijuana similar to how we do with beer and wine. That includes a system in which there are licensed producers and licensed retailers who pay fees and are inspected, and we also allow adults to produce a limited quantity at home, just like we do with beer and wine. So we have a familiar model. Sales would be taxed, and that's one of the benefits of adopting this model is that everyone sort of understands it. It's not a perfect model. There will be things to iron out, but it has been the case for decades now that high school kids find beer much harder to buy than marijuana. By prohibiting marijuana, we've made it more available to kids. By regulating it and selling it in licensed stores, we make it less available. Third, we're in the midst of an economic downturn of historic proportions right now. We have large businesses closing. We have people out of work. And if you've looked at any of the newspapers or billboards lately, you'll see that there are thriving marijuana businesses right now. It is perhaps the only strong growth industry in Montana right now. So we should embrace that and allow this new industry to flourish. Finally, and maybe most importantly, there's simply nothing wrong with responsible adult use of marijuana. There's nothing wrong with it. To use our criminal justice resources to arrest, prosecute, and in some cases incarcerate people for otherwise law-abiding adults who happen to choose marijuana is a misapplication of the criminal sanction. It's just the wrong way to use our resources. What additional crimes could be solved if we did not have our precious and important criminal justice resources devoted to fighting the war on people who use marijuana? So, for all these reasons, I think that the proper solution and the smoothest transition for our medical marijuana conundrum is to tax and regulate marijuana for all adults.